Hey everyone, welcome back to another lesson here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how I find world-class manufacturers for my Amazon FBA products. If that's something that you've been struggling with, be sure to stick around to the end and be sure to like and subscribe if you happen to be new. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. So we're of course going to move over into Alibaba. This would be the first platform I would use. Let me just give you two so you have a choice. You could use this or you could use a website called DHgate. But this video is about how I find my suppliers, and I almost 99% of the time will use this. So let's start here. Now let's say we were looking for heat shrink wire connectors. We'll just use this as an example, right? So let's say we were looking for this product. We found it on Amazon through product research. Now this is just a generic product for an example, but let's say that we wanted to try and source this. Now, for someone like me, it's definitely just kind of my nature to know what to do now, but I could understand where you're coming from. Those of you who had this question, maybe type this question into YouTube. I remember what it was like to be daunted by this task. It's not something we're used to, right? We're talking to manufacturers overseas. What? I can't run a business like this. And don't worry, like just cut out all of those excuses, and we're gonna show you how to do it today. This will be a good step for you. Maybe you found a product and you get caught up at this step. We're gonna show you how to find a good supplier for that. And then the steps you should do following finding that good supplier to proceed ordering from them. So we're gonna start here. Now I want you to notice something. There's 1,053 results for heat shrink wire connectors. So if we look through here, there's over 1,000 results, right? To look through 1,000 results. And what you might not realize is that of that 1,000 results, how many actual suppliers supply those 1,000 results. So let's see. Instantly, look what we did. We just changed from products to suppliers. It's gonna search the same thing. It's just gonna pull up products from those suppliers. Look, instantly we went from 1,053 results to 308 suppliers that are supplying those 1,053 results. And of those 308 suppliers, how many of those suppliers have trade assurance? So now we're down to just 277 results. Now let's do this yet again. Of those 277 suppliers, how many of those suppliers are verified suppliers by Alibaba? And that's just 45 suppliers. So we took already 1,053 results. Who has the time of day to go through that? And we've just brought it down to a list of leads that we've gotten. Say, hey, we're looking to make this product. Alibaba's saying, well, hey, here's some really good suppliers for you. Don't bother looking at 1,000 different options. Let's just go look at products from a group of highly successful suppliers in your field. And here they are. So if you can see here, we went from, let's just do that again for a little bit of contrast. We'll go heat shrink wire connectors. And we go from this list of, massive amounts of just these things in bulks, maybe not from the best suppliers. How do we know where to start? How do we know who can do what? And then all of a sudden we get guided to a top performing supplier. 13 years, verified supplier with trade assurance. And as you can see, they clearly have high quality products in this field with the cases that you might want to include with them. They also have bundling opportunities with pliers and more high quality cases if you wanted a private label and make your own tool brand. So now instantly that would be one of my first tips. Okay, so start with products, and if that's overwhelming, go to suppliers. If there's still a lot of suppliers there and you want to use only trade assurance or verified suppliers, narrow it down even further. Now let me show you where this stops working as well, or maybe it's not as dramatic, right? If we went to like a more niche product, like a product that I sell, macrame shelf, and we went ahead and we did suppliers. So we go from 603 results to 123. Now were we to go verified and trade assurance, we get knocked down to about 33 suppliers. And I guess that's still fine. There's still plenty of suppliers here. The point that I was trying to make that I hoped was happening, that example, was that if you have a super niche product that maybe there's only one supplier for, that might not be your best bet. And then in that case, you might want to go through and hand look and see who's your best option if no one's verified or, there's already a lack of sourcing to be done for that product. So that's how we're going to do it. Now, what would be your first step after this? Well, the first thing we would want to do is we would probably want to go with the supplier that has the most years in experience, that's a really good place to start. Another important thing that we can look at, whether they're going to be an actual manufacturer or whether they're going to just simply be a trading company. So over here, it'll usually say it in here. Let's see, let me just read through here. So they're the professional manufacturer of a series of hardware, right? So they're actually making these products. That's not something, I just wanted to bring that up because it's actually like something that you shouldn't necessarily worry about unless you want to customize your product. So if you're just starting with a product and you can get away with combining different things that they already have and they can do custom packaging, their product is high quality, you can work with a trading company. I don't want to say trading company like it's the worst thing ever. It's fine. But just know the differences. And then next, what we'd want to do is we'd want to reach out to this supplier and ask them specifically for what we want. So know what you want before you come looking for a supplier. I can't say that enough. Part of the reason you may be confused with sourcing is because you don't have clarity in your own business model. What is it that you're sourcing and what specifically about the product do you need done? What kind of packaging do you need? Do you want a box? Do you want a customized box? Do you want an OPP bag? Do you want to bundle it? Do you not want to bundle it? Know those things before you start talking, because then it's just as simple as asking 3 or 4 of the best suppliers what they can do for you. What's their price going to be? Who is the best communicator of the suppliers that you reached out to? Those are important things. And then the next thing that you would be doing is ordering samples from 1, 2, or 3 of the top suppliers you start working with. To find a high quality supplier, you can do some things like what I showed you here today. We were pretty efficient in covering a lot of ground pretty quickly. So you should have a good understanding of actually what buttons to click and how to find them. But now it's up to you to vet those suppliers, right? You should, like I said, you should know what you're coming for by the time you land on this page. So when you order a sample, you're just kind of cementing in the fact that this is a good supplier. And any maybe worry that you had about their production quality will be canceled out right there. So that instantly gives you more confidence to go ahead and grow your brand and launch the product, right? Get things moving. There's nothing more exciting than getting a sample in for a new product. It's customized. It has maybe your packaging that you created for it. And it's like kind of this first prototype of something new that you're going to be selling. Push yourself along this process and get comfortable with it so that you can actually scale your business beautifully, your Amazon selling business, to those numbers that you look at other sellers and wish you had, right? There's definitely people I look up to in the space, and I may be someone you look up to kind of as someone doing this along with you. I think that's where a lot of people, I can relate to them, is that, yeah, I've been there, right? I've gotten courses and gotten bad results. I've tried things and it didn't work. So by no means has everything been smooth for me, but hopefully along this journey, you can learn a thing or two from my mistakes and my successes. So I'd love to have you subscribe down below if you haven't already, but that's gonna do it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be seeing you here on the channel in a few days for another video. Thanks so much. Later.